Hello, welcome to Sheepdog Says. I'm Sheepdog, and today I got a reminder that my website, sheepdogrights.com, is due for renewal in the next 20 days. I think it's the 19th it expires. Now, I don't know what to do because I think I mentioned before, I made the stupid mistake of investing in a hosting platform for websites. Somebody local to me was retiring from the web hosting business, and he had a couple of customers he needed to move on, and I think I worked out it would cost something like £110 to host their work for a year. They were paying me £90 between them, and I thought, oh, it's unlimited. I can use it to host my own websites, and I can use it to host other people's websites, and I'll probably turn a profit from it. Now, I have hosted my own sites on it, so in theory, it's saved me more, but ultimately, it's cost me money to have it. And I'm looking at this invite about sheepdogrights.com being due for renewal with, I think it's GoDaddy, and I'm like, I don't really want to pay them to host it. I should probably move it to my own thing, but I have no idea how to do it. I thought I could just transfer the domain over, and then I just don't know. I'm hoping somebody watching knows. This isn't a whole video about random web domains and stuff like that. It's more about me bouncing around ideas. But do I want to renew it? Is there any point to renewing it? It's got like, I don't know, 150 things that I wrote on it. So I'm thinking it'd be good to move them across and save them somewhere, but I don't know how to do it. I think if I backed up the WordPress, started a new site, moved the domain over, and then loaded the WordPress onto it, that would do it. But I've been trying to do that this past week and it just hasn't worked. I'm tempted to ask the domain company to help me figure it out, but that seems a little bit beyond, like they'll not be interested in helping me with that. But I genuinely don't know what to do. So then, bearing in mind the fact I've got this hosting thing, we found out, so last year, the Mature Gamer podcast website, we didn't renew it because I think the renewal was coming up. We weren't sure whether we were going to bother doing anything with it. We figured it wouldn't matter because no one would want it anyway, because there's only one Mature Gamer podcast. But then some domain capture website picked it up and kept it, and basically said if we wanted it back it would cost a few grand, and then over the year that price has dwindled. And I noticed, I think we were talking about it a couple of weeks back on the podcast, and I noticed that it was coming up for renewal. So I kept tracking it and trying to figure out what was going to happen, and then on Friday it was selling for $50, and I thought, I'm not spending $50 on it, that's ridiculous. We don't do anything with it. But then what I found out is that was a drop capture website that basically owned it for a year, had until the certain time of night on the 75th day of its renewal date to pick up the name. And if they did that, if they sold it in that time, then obviously they could make money. So 50 quid seemed like their gambit. But then after that point, it was thrown back into the pool of site names. And I guess £10 for it, which is what it ended up being, seems a bit steep considering it was just another web domain in a sea of web domains. But I got it at that in the end. I just thought, you know what, 10 quid's not too bad. We get our site name back. But Kev pointed out he's not going to rebuild the site to how it was before because that took him a lot of time and effort. And I don't think we've got any old backups of it, even if they'd work now anyway, God knows. But I basically I've set it to redirect to our old Spreaker page, where the episodes are stored. It hasn't blooming done it yet. It says it's pending, so I don't know whether that's all moving across or what. But again, I'm realising I don't know enough. I don't know enough about web design and websites. I thought I did. I did a lot about it when I was at uni. I learned a lot. I think I'll figure it out, but I just haven't got the time. So I'm looking at this at the moment and I'm thinking, what do we do? Do I bother continuing with Sheepdog Rights? I don't want the same thing to happen with that. I don't want to, put that in the... I don't want to write that off and then suddenly it drops into this domain capture thing like Mature Gamer did. I don't want to then find out if I want it back, it's going to cost me thousands. I don't want to then have to fight to get it back in a year's time. But equally, I don't want to spend any money on it and then never use it. So I'm kind of just in this catch-22. If I can renew the domain and then use my free hosting, then that's great. But I feel like there's loads of opportunity there that I'm not seeing at the moment, and I just don't know what to do with it. I'm hoping that this video will either get you to inspire me or give me an idea, but ultimately, as far as I can tell, because I've played around with it, I'm looking for all the different stats, I can essentially host as many websites as I want for as little as I want. You know, I tried to do a thing where I'd say to people they can have hosting for like 20 quid and they could just stick it on there. No one was due at the moment in time that I was saying it, so it kind of went, you know, got written off a bit. A couple of friends have needed to set things up and I've helped them do it, but I just don't know what I'm doing. I need to figure out their system. I feel like if I let all my writing just whittle off and disappear, I'll be gutted. But I feel like if I keep it going, no one's reading it, I don't think. I mean, the site says that it gets X amount of views a day because my Twitter account tweets out the articles, and they often get a retweet from random people. But I don't really think that many people were reading them. I think that might have been bots and stuff as well. So it's all very hard. I just don't know what to do. I feel a bit downbeat about it because, as I say, I put a lot of writing into it. I think with the Mature Gamer one, it's more frustrating because when we first built it, we tried to do articles and put our videos and our podcasts and everything on there. And again, the idea was we could try and turn that into a proper gaming website that people went to for information, and that would build up the knowledge would come with the reputation it would build. And there was a point where it's probably at its peak that we would get information and we would get games and we would get things through and we would have articles to write. But over time, it kind of become an issue where we only ever got one review copy of a game, and we had to decide whether we needed to review it ourselves and play it for the podcast, or whether we wanted to give it to the person who was writing the article. And that would clash so much that we kind of just got stuck with it. But now I just don't know what to do. I feel like if I had unlimited time, I'd write the reviews for all the games, I'd put them all on the website, I'd have it all running like that. The perfect setup for Mature Gamer would be somewhere that connected to my stuff, Kev's stuff, Pab's stuff, and Anna's stuff, and we'd all just intertwine stuff we were doing. But at the moment, Pab doesn't do YouTube and that kind of thing. Anna doesn't have time, and Kev's already got a platform, so it kind of seems pointless to aggregate it all in one place. So I don't know, if Kev didn't already have a massive platform, it might have made sense. But then we did that for a bit as well, and it didn't really make a difference. We don't really need the site. It's handy to have it. The reason I want that site is so that I can send emails out from Mature Gamer and it not look like we're some tin pot bunch sitting in our houses sending out emails, which is exactly what we are, but it just looks a bit better. I feel frustrated with this video because it's quite a dry one. I feel like we've had a good run of a funny one or stories or stuff, but this one's just, I'm frustrated because I don't know what to do. I've got the domain because I thought it'd be useful. I think it will be. I think if the domain helps us get 2 or 3 reviews over the course of the year, at least, as a minimum, then it's covered itself, basically. It was only a tenner. The hosting though, and the Sheepdog rights, and the accidental, because it asked me to renew Sheepdog rewrites because I accidentally put rewrites when I bought the domain, and I don't need that one. That was just, when I made the mistake, I decided to own it by rewriting stories to the way I would have done them under that web domain. But then it just seemed pointless owning them both. So I'm not going to have 2. But I also own forlancer.com, which is a ridiculous one. I was trying to help my friend find a job. I had an idea for a job finding company that would make money off of finding people work. And I used to use the site Freelancer to find work, and I wanted Forlancer to be one better. And every time I see that domain name now, I think, what an idiot. Why did I buy that? What the hell is wrong with me? I made a site. I set up a database even, I think, on it. So I know how to do that much stuff. I just don't know how to take sheepdogrights.com and move it to a new server. I can't get my head around it. I thought it'd be simple, but it just doesn't work. But yeah, again, I ran out of steam with Forlancer. I realised the name was pretty stupid. I realised I don't have the capacity to start a frigging business trying to find people work. I just thought it'd be what I was basically going to try and do was get jobs off of all of these different websites and then farm them out to people I knew who needed work and try and build the portfolio of people I knew so I could just keep winning contracts and then farming them out to people. And I just thought that would work quite well over time because there's always people with tasks they need to do and they can't often tell whether they're going to get the right person for the job. Whereas if I knew the people and relied on it as a quality thing, it would be a good idea. I don't know, it seemed like a plan, but it involves a lot more work than I have time for. I always get frustrated like this. I feel like there's so many things I could be doing, but I'm not. I don't know. And then equally, I think maybe I should spend my time outside of work not doing stuff so I can work harder at work and do better at work. I do good at work, don't get me wrong, but maybe if I just focused on that and enjoyed my family time and enjoyed doing the vlogging, then that would be enough. But I do constantly feel the need to push harder and try and find more to do. And again, I'm frustrated that this, as I said, is quite a dry vlog because I couldn't think of anything else to talk about today, and that was the only real thing that happened. It's been quite a quiet one, really. The football's been good, but other than that, it's just been a lazy Sunday, chilling out in the heat, setting up all our garden furniture, which means it's guaranteed to rain now, by the way. Our garden furniture's out, so it's going to rain for the rest of summer now. But I'm going to wrap this up here because I'm just rabbiting at this point. Everything else I'm going to say will be relevant. Give me some ideas on what to do with sheepdogrights.com. Or well, should I just get rid of it because I do the vlogs now? Any ideas of what to do with maturegamer.com would be, maturegamerpodcast.com would be welcome. If you go on there in the next few days, it may just be Japanese adverts at the moment because the old owners filled it with Japanese adverts. It should flip to our Spreaker page at some point soon. But what I'd love is to have a load of people who fancied writing about gaming do articles, and we could just put them on there. I want to know if there's a way. There must be a way. If there was a service, and if this doesn't exist, then they're missing a trick. But if there was a service where you could set individual advertising to individual articles and then pay the writer of that article, like, let's say 80% of the funds, and the other 20% are kind of the fee for the site to help it tick over, and my responsibility would be maintaining it and doing the odd article, but anyone who wanted to chuck stuff in could, because that'd be a great system, and I think we'd probably have an audience that would do that, and we could build a proper gaming website, because I don't want anyone to work for free. I want people to work and make money out of what they do, and obviously the better your articles, the more you're going to make, and the more likely you are to promote it. But I don't know if that exists. If it does, again, let me know. I'm sorry I'm relying on you guys for information, but I will look at myself, but I'm kind of just like at a loss because I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, as I said. Thanks for watching. Yeah, comment, subscribe, like, all that stuff. I don't really think there's much subscribe-worthy stuff here at the moment. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow.